Cult of Hasanabi. With some of our friends.
Yep, that's me. I've been learning boxing recently, and aside from the brain damage, it's going pretty good. I've been a little slow to pick it up, maybe on account of all the brain damage, but we have more important questions to ask. Like, where am I? Why am I learning to box? And where am I? A couple months ago, iDubbbz asked me if I wanted to be part of this boxing tournament thing called Creator Clash. No, I don't, is what I thought in my head. But for a second, the surrealness of the situation overwhelmed me. I've been watching iDubbbz since I was in like middle school, and he was asking me to do a boxing tournament. It may as well have been like a mass hallucination for all I was aware, and I just said yes. So guess I'm doing it. The only problem is I am really bad at boxing. So, don't know what I'm gonna do about that. This is what we're gonna use. It's called a TENS unit. It's meant to treat like pain in old people, but if you crank it all the way up, it makes you involuntarily flex whatever muscles it's attached to. So let me show you how we're gonna use it. If you look, a single TENS unit can't do much. It can only really make you move one muscle at a time. But if I strap a whole bunch of them to different arm muscles and activate them at just the right times, it will force me to punch so I can train for my boxing match without even thinking about it. So first, we gotta figure out how to control these guys with the computer. Because the way it normally works is you twist these little TENS unit nipples with your fingers, but we can't just have someone standing here doing that the whole time. So let's take it apart and see how it works. It turns out that what's under the dials is not nipples, but potentiometers, the nipples of electronics. The way these guys work is they limit the flow of electricity going through them based on how much you turn this little dial. It's kind of like a sink. The more you turn the faucet on, the more electrons can flow through the pipes. Now you might be wondering how that potentiometer works with the rest of the circuit as a whole. I don't fucking know. I didn't go to school for electrical engineering. I didn't go to school for anything. That's where this guy comes in. This is a digital potentiometer. It does the same thing a potentiometer does, but you can control it with code. And bing bang boom, now we should be able to control the TENS unit with a shitty bitty piece of software that just says to turn the resistance way down. Oh my god, that's so weird. On? I'm not moving my, well, I am moving my arm, but like, I'm not trying to move my arm. What were we doing? Boxing, right. The next step was to research the biokinematics of the human body so that I could program the TENS units to train me for my fight. Which muscles are you?
I love how this is so much more effort than just getting a trainer. Well, I mean, obviously he already did that. He actually trained. This is just for fun.
When should they be activated? To answer this, we'll study anatomy, physiology, and oh, never mind. Turns out you just have to shock yourself all over your body, testing different muscles, and write down what happens. These are the 4 muscles you need for a punch, all right? So bicep first, get the arm up, and then deltoid to bring your shoulder into the mix. But you can't just be doing that, you gotta mix in the pec. So it brings the arm in like that, right? Prime punching position. Then you cancel bicep. I turned it up on accident. You cancel bicep, and then hit him with the tricep, and bang! And it looks like that. It looks like that's it. That's a punch. Whoa, slow down there, bucko. Are you turning the dials manually? That's a bit cringe, isn't it? Come on, guy, let's write some code to automate that. It'll be easy. Start with a little user interface, just somewhere to customize the timings of your moves. That was easy, right? It only took six days. Took a little longer than expected, that's okay. But this is gonna need a backend, like a server to talk to the front end. A little library up here, a little post request down here. Now you need another server to process those moves. This server will live on the Raspberry Pi and control the outputs of the TENS units based on the move data that it gets from the other server. But then, of course, you need another piece of software to control all of this stuff, right? So the client connects to the TENS control server, and then the TENS control server gets the move control server. All right, everything's hooked up. Let's see if it works. What? Oh, the tricep and bicep were firing at the same time. So instead of like doing this or this, it was just locking the arm and the muscles were trying to pull themselves off of my bones. So we'll make it not do that. Let's work.
Ha! He did it!
Holy fuck! Did you see that? Oh! That almost went through the fucking bag. Must have been 5 or 6 kilometers an hour. Look. Yes! Yes! This is so fucking stupid. I'm gonna be a boxing god. I'm gonna fucking lose. What the fuck am I saying? A little asthma for you, a little JOI, if you know what I mean. All right, I hooked up this Xbox controller to be able to control me, and I've been working on this like Rock'em Sock'em Robot type game for like a visual indicator. So when the guy punches in the game, it punches in real life. But then that got me thinking, it would be better for my training if I was fighting someone, like in Rock'em Sock'em Robots. And it would be cool if you could move the players forward and backwards with the controller, like in Rock'em Sock'em Robots. But for that, we would need 2 human-sized moving platforms on a rail system, like this one that I built. I could explain how the pistons and electronics work, but the video is getting kind of boring. So controller, press joystick on controller, make... Now, realistically, we'll have someone else controlling us because our arm's gonna be strapped and we're gonna be punching. Oh, hard. I'm gonna invite some friends over to test this thing out. I'll probably have to lie to them about
This is insane.
Who's gullible enough to believe me?
Jesus Christ.
I said it was a boxing robot. You are the boxing robot. It's you. Oh, hey, guys. We're gonna have to strap a lot of wires on you.
How do you make?
No.
Worst case scenario, you step down here and it slices your Achilles.
Oh,
But
that's alright.
don't do that. You guys are going at first.
I'm so excited to see how good
It's so good.
Above the chest is like not good because it'll heart.
This is what they did when they left. Like the last day, remember when the Aussie Boys left and then they came back? This is what they were doing.
He'll heart. Which side's the heart on?
left here.
Yeah, that's probably fine. And I think you're ready. Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, controls. Jab is A, and your heavy attack is B.
Does the heavy attack hurt them more when you use it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Movement is your left analog stick. This? Yeah, so you're controlling.
Wait, oh my god, the fucking seatbelt exploded. I don't think I've ever seen a seatbelt explode like that before.
You guys ready to do some punching? You guys ready to train? You gotta train for boxing, right? You can just start fighting.
Can we really like ease them in?
One of you just hit A.
Good or bad?
I mean, it was like I was possessed.
So are you ready for a
No,
power attack?
absolutely not.
3, 2, 1.
Things are really heating up in the FTX arena, brought to you by fucking FaZe Clan and Juicero. I did a thing versus Boy Boy. Who will come out on top? 3, 2, 1, fight. The machine is working perfectly.
Bro, they literally, it's just torture. Why is it that like 90% of engineering YouTube is just torture? Like half of the, dude, I'm not even kidding. Which, by the way, Alex literally was like, he was just like, let's cut to the chase. I want to make a video. I was like, oh, what do you want to do? He's like, oh, let's do waterboarding and like CIA torture techniques. I've told you guys this before. First thing that Alexa wanted me to do was to poop my pants in public, okay? Shit in diapers in public. That was his first idea. I was like, that's awful. Alex's idea was torture, which I said yes to, by the way, but we didn't have time to actually film it. But hopefully we'll be able to eventually in the future. But it's literally all of the engineering YouTube videos inevitably turn into torture.
I think. This is the best day of my life.
Yeah, I said yes to the
All
torture.
right,
Right hurts.
dude, we should make a safe word. I realized we should make a safe word.
3, 2, 1, go!
And yeah, there are a couple kinks to work out, but that's how innovation is done. You're looking at the future of boxing. Oh, this one's really close, actually.
I can't believe how well it went.
How do you feel? How do you feel about your boxing form?
I liked my left. I thought you did well on the left. You landed some good headshots.
I feel like a boxer.
Feel like a
I feel like
boxer,
I'm a
yeah.
champion.
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't even need to focus on your form when someone else can do it for you.
I would like to get off this thing though. Just
With the machine working better than I ever hoped, it was time for me to try it out. Not being strapped in, it's still incredibly dangerous. I'm gonna try the controller.
Who wants me and who wants Michael?
I don't want Michael.
Fucking jab, Nigel! Come on! Yeah! Hook him! That was good offense on that. Yeah, right attack.
No dick shot.
Dick shot! Go for a spear attack.
I'm going for heavy attack.
Yeah! And listen, the controller is awesome, but weirdly they wanted to stop, so it's my turn next. Ready for my boxing training? I think it's smart to have a larger opponent so that you're ready for your match. Oh! What do you mean you press it twice? Oh, you press it. It's hard to describe what this feels like. It's kind of like 100 bees working together to control your arm, which is what I assume boxing feels like. So I think this is.
To make this better, you need to paralyze the people. See, now you're thinking like an engineer right there. To make this better, you need to paralyze the people so they can't subconsciously move and only electrical pulses move them. Yeah, I agree. I think that's what is missing from this video is anesthesia.
This is good practice for my fight. Who won that round?
Holy shit.
I'm gonna go limp.
You got great form there, Michael. This is looking really good.
Or cadavers.
And with my boxing training nearly complete, it's time to invite over my coach to show him my progress. How's it go? This is my coach, Michael Quick. He's a professional boxer and has been overseeing my training for the past
I've watched that video on stream before. He is so quick, dude.
and has been overseeing my training for the past 5 months. But with any luck, my machine will phase out the need for a human coach. But then this will like force your muscles to come up. You know what I mean? Clearly terrified of this machine, I'm going to prove its effectiveness to my coach by facing my biggest opponent yet. Coach, I don't know about this one, coach. He's kind of got a lot of height on me.
We're gonna fuck him up.
That's
We're
true.
gonna go
Height
in
doesn't
and
mean shit. Height does, in fact, mean shit. What the fuck, coach? What the fuck are you doing?
We going for the kill.
Fuck! I'm not even close to him!
I'm getting the hang of the controls.
He was getting a hang of the controls. In fact, I'm convinced he forgot that he wasn't playing a video game.
Oh shit.
You're pressing so many buttons! But then it clicked.
Get on.
Okay, that's awesome.
It took me 3 hours to edit that. Do you think this is a good training mechanism for boxers? That's right, he's so impressed that he can't even summon words. Now it's time to ask him the most important question of
So
all. You think I'm ready for Creator
stupid.
Clash?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Perfect, because at this point, Creator Clash was only 5 days away. So I packed my bags, headed to the airport, and got on a flight to Florida. There's supposed to be footage here, but I didn't get any. The thought of the fight was really setting in at this point. I was getting really scared. Like, I'd never done anything like that. It's, like, it just became so real once I landed that I just stopped doing stuff. And the night of the fight came up fast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to sunny Tampa, Florida. We're bringing it to you in 2022 for the Creator Clash.
I wasn't really talking to anyone. I was just sitting and watching all the other fights on the TV, and that was making it way worse. I was getting really nervous. Mine was coming soon, so I started getting warmed up. I was fully zoned out. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. It didn't really matter. I was up next. So they walked me over to the prep room, and I had to get interviewed and warm up with the camera, and I was just pacing around the room so much, like a goblin.
How do you feel?
I feel better. Better than a little earlier. Some of the other fights are scary, but, you know, I'm alright.
Dude, he fought so well. He's such a fucking G, dude. I mean, look, I love Michael because he's like if my brother was actually organized. You know what I mean? Just like I look at Michael and I think, oh man, imagine if Murat had adequate garage organizational skills like he does. You know what I mean? Murat slander? No slander there. I actually broke a fucking expensive ass light he bought probably with my money earlier today because the garage currently is in a state of fucking absolute. It looks like a nuclear bomb went off in it, okay? He just left all of his shit before he went on vacation. Left me with Fiona, which is great. But literally left on vacation, left the garage like a fucking nuclear bomb went off in there. He's been taking up my driveway ever since because he's been like working on his car.
But then the guy came in and he walked me over to the arena, and then it was time to fight.
But anyway, what I was gonna say is like Michael Reeves demonstrated hard work, you know, grit, self-sacrifice, whatever you want to fucking call it, when he went in and stepped into that boxing ring.
Grind, clearing up my cash line, speeding up my RAM time, coordinated light lines. If you need to move, I recommend computers. They can make you groove like I bet you never knew. Did you?
That is the face of someone who never has to do boxing ever again. I was so fucking glad for it to be over. And God bless my opponent, my friend Graham, who I know was just as nervous as I was, still got in the ring and still hit me in the face a bunch of times. Also, bonus, I won. And yeah, maybe it's because I had a golden glove.
Michael Reeves, the Maoist king, beating up a landlord. Yeah.
Winning coach come over to my house 6 times a week and train me. Maybe it's because he made me eat chicken and rice every fucking day. Maybe it's because he made me run up a goddamn mountain every other week. Or maybe it's because he's a great coach and a great friend. But I'm pretty sure it's because of the boxing robot. Look at this thing. Look how fucking sick this thing looks. Thanks for watching the video. I'm wearing a mask because the garage just flooded and I'm pretty sure there's mold growing in the walls. I wouldn't worry about it. Anyway, if you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it. It's not like we can see those anymore. And thanks again for watching me box. I am done with boxing forever until the end of eternity, but some say future YouTube boxers are using this breakthrough technology to train, to practice, to prepare for the next Creator Clash. Oh hey, didn't see you there. I was just on my way to deliver the best Christmas present of them all. That's right, a sponsorship read to you by a shitty YouTuber on the internet. What's this? Whoa!
Nice. New CIA weapon. Yeah, dude. Michael Reeves is so awesome. He's great.